Hello everyone, this is here in my office 67. Wanted to make a little update. It's been been about a week. I usually do weekly vlogs now. Um, so what's been going on lately? Well, I had a Friday. So today is Sunday, and Friday I had two interviews. One with Charles Schwab for an operational risk manager job that is in Westlake, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. Um, and the call went well. It was pretty much the second interview because I had my first initial interview with them with HR, and then this was talking to a couple of the hiring managers. There was two guys on the call. It was a video conference call on WebEx, and unfortunately my audio wasn't working, so I had to have my phone next to my face. But we could see each other, which was good. Um, I hate these video calls; they never work. But so we did that, and I asked them what the timeline is on this, and they said it would take like a few more weeks. And then unfortunately, they mentioned that I'd have to have interviews with all sorts of other people. So it's just back to the drawing board with that, right? So it is what it is. I talked to Schwab. If you're following my series, uh, I had an interview with Schwab probably 6 to 8 months ago, some time ago, and we had video calls and everything. And you know, I had a good feeling then, and it was So now I'm a little more cautiously optimistic with all these things now. I realize that being with a company as a candidate, and they have your resume and you have interviews, that's one thing, but getting an offer is an entirely different thing. So you know, I'm again just in the process right now. So that was Charles Schwab. Then the second call was with Wells Fargo again. Now, as you'll know, I have a call with Wells Fargo on this coming Thursday for an audit manager role in where I believe can be located in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, in West Philadelphia. I don't know, something like that. So um, I told them about that, and they gave me the salary range for this job, and it was similar, but the job in Philly is really good. It pays uh, uh, almost 200 grand with the bonus. They have a really good bonus structure at Wells Fargo. So I have to say that because I don't want to so much live in Texas, and because of the difference in compensation, I don't think that Charles Schwab is paying what Wells Fargo is paying, at least from my initial observations in these interviews. So I got my fingers crossed that Thursday I'll persevere and have a good call. And it's like these interviews at Wells Fargo, they're these behavioral based interviews. So they'll say something like, describe to me a time that you faced a challenge and you overcame it and what was the outcome, or something like that. So that they're like situational questions, which are hard to prepare for. I mean, I've been through their process once before, so at least I knew that back then I was able to answer the questions. But remember, I didn't get the job. So, I got to wonder, am I telling them what they want to hear? I don't know. But this audit manager job at Wells Fargo is top of my priority list. Um, and they told me that this would be the last call. So that's good. So, I'd rather not be drug around too much, only to get a rejection or something like that. But no, if we get the go ahead with Wells Fargo, I'll be moving to Philadelphia in no time. But they did offer multiple locations. Um, Wells Fargo, they were saying they could be San Francisco, Charlotte, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, St. Louis. Um, so of those places, Philadelphia just seems the best for me because, first of all, I've looked at houses in that area and I could get a nice place, you know, assuming my credit score doesn't screw everything up, but that's another problem. But the cost of living seems reasonable, especially as compared to like San Francisco, where it's crazy. And they'll pay you more in San Francisco, but it's not going to make up for the difference in the cost of living. It just does not. So, um, so yeah. And I've actually thought. I wish I knew why City passed on me, because everything seemed aligned. I seemed to fit, and I seemed to have rapport, and everything worked out with the calls. So it just makes me feel like I'm doing everything I can, and I'm not getting the results that I need. But I can't stop, guys. You know, I'm waiting on this lawsuit settlement, as you know, and they're saying fall. So fall to me is like September, October. So it's already March. So, it's been so long already that we're, I'm pretty certain that we've at least crossed the halfway point in the waiting time for the lawsuit. And if I could say that right now, if we settled on the lawsuit tomorrow and I received $500,000 or something like that, I would just get current on everything in my bills, and I would have enough money to sustain my living here for indefinitely, or for quite a long time. Granted, that's supposed to be my retirement savings, so hate to burn through that, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and what can I say? The only real saving grace will be is when I can finally get a job, and then I have a path forward. And then the lawsuit settlement will just be extra money in the bank. It'll just be a bonus. So that's the ideal situation, guys. So, and I know I've talked about using the proceeds from the settlement to be a landlord and buy houses, but I'm like back and forth with that. It depends on what's going on in the job market and how I'm looking. I guess when things get shitty and I'm getting passed up on everything, and I'm putting in a lot of effort and not getting a lot out of it, then I feel like screw all this. I don't want to work in a corporate setting anymore. I'll do my own thing. I'll be my own boss. I'll be my own landlord, and do that. And but again, guys, the money. Like when I see like what Wells Fargo is offering, it's enticing, to say the least. Which was a real letdown. Why I lost out on the first opportunity with Wells Fargo, but kudos to them and Citi for that matter. Just because you went through one interview round, when you went through a bunch of rounds and you didn't get selected, you might get selected for the next job, or at least you get another shot at it. Because that's what I'm seeing. Seeing a lot of, let's face it, Charles Schwab has come back to me twice. Citi has come back to me thrice, and now Wells Fargo twice. So I'm seeing the same companies, but still not nailing the job. So probably make another video next week, like Thursday or Friday, because I'm gonna have the call on Thursday. And then depending on how that goes, I'll make an updated video for you guys next week to tell you how the final interview went. If anything else came up with Schwab, if they contacted me for more interviews, or if anything comes through with the other job at Wells Fargo, which is it's more operational risk, but it pays a little bit lower, but again, it would give me that location, Philadelphia, that I'm more desiring. So I'll make another video then, guys, and that's really all there is to it. So stay away from the coronavirus. I'll be going back to watching my regularly scheduled coronavirus updates on the TV, because that's the only thing there is to watch right now. So, part of me hopes that this pandemic takes some effort away from the bank and foreclosing on my house, and buys me a little more time before I can settle and pay them off. So, I guess if it's a national hysteria and a mass, national pandemic, which I guess that's what it is, but it's just begun. So if it gets even worse and it's like this apocalypse situation, I think it takes, I personally think it buys me a little more time with the foreclosure. I think that the banks are going to be more concerned with running their day-to-day operations and staying in business than doing foreclosures and screwing people over. So, yeah, so that's what's going on, guys. So make a video. I'll make a video next week, and stay safe, stay away from the coronavirus. And thanks for watching, guys.